So there are a few particular reasons that I chose LSU Vet Med. First and foremost, I thought the research output was excellent. Like, I looked at the profiles of some of the previous graduate students, and they had a wonderful track record of publishing in well-known journals, and their research was really interesting. So I thought maybe the mentors here would guide me through research that was really interesting and that aligned with my goals. Secondly, I thought that the collaborations that LSU Vet Med fosters is very well, because you have to actually collaborate with other U.S. institutions in order to have a sense of how to collaborate and how to work together. Thirdly, I thought their program guidelines were great, and the courses that were taught, starting from pathology all the way to virology, was great, and I really enjoy the coursework that I'm doing right now, and I'm learning a lot of stuff.
My faculty mentor is Mark Mitchell. He met me when I was a last year vet med student, and he told me that I have the spirit to pursue a PhD. So I went back to Costa Rica and finished vet school, get clinical experience, and then apply to be here.
So my faculty mentor is Dr. Ahmed Abdamonium, and he did impact my decision to come here. Before I came here, I actually went to Southern in Baton Rouge, and so when I was talking to him, and it was his first year, first semester, he was a brand new faculty, and I was a brand new graduate student, so it felt like a learning experience for both of us.
My faculty mentor is Dr. Shixing Lee, and he 100% was actually my first choice for a professor.
My faculty mentor is Dr. Brent Stanfield, and his research track has been great. And while I was searching his profile, I thought the research that he did during his research associate professor years was really interesting, and I wanted to work under his guidance. And he had a very big influence on my decision to come here, because my undergrad was in microbiology and I hadn't dabbled much in virology, so he actually motivated me very much to come into virology and actually work on virology for my PhD.
I work in ex situ amphibian conservation, which is like how to take care of them in captivity. I work specifically with the red-eye tree frog and the critical endangered lemur tree frog. And what I do is improving their nutrition, the microbiome health, and also their husbandry. 41% of our amphibian species are in danger of extinction. So part of like the strategies that we have to protect them is in situ conservation, which is in their natural habitat, but we have to deal with climate change, habitat loss. So that brings us to one of the strategies to protect them is also to bring them to captivity, ex situ conservation, and hold them for captive breeding programs, and with a hope that someday we can release these animals or their babies.
My research centers around looking at environmental contaminants, so things that you'll find out in nature, and how that affects fish health as well as human health. So we use the fish in our research to investigate the effects of exposures to chemicals and environmental contaminants on brain activity and how that affects their stress behavior overall. So we'll look at behavioral experiments as well as do imaging experiments using microscopes and all kind of neat equipment and get data back from that.
I study DNA damage and repair mechanisms in Saccharomyces cerevisiae, so my research focuses on UV-induced damage and how different genes regulate that damage repair.
I basically work on cervical cancer, and cervical cancer is one of the most commonly diagnosed cancers within women and females in particular, and 90% of cervical cancers are actually human papillomavirus positive. So human papillomaviruses have a big role in transforming normal cells and actually inducing cancer. So I work on a particular niche that is creating vaccines against human papillomaviruses, and I'm trying to create a vaccine that can help to actually therapeutically treat the human papillomavirus-induced cancer and actually have a therapeutic effect on reducing the tumor burden in women, particularly that suffer from high-grade cervical carcinomas.
The Graduate Student Organization is a student-led group that is focused on graduate student life and advocating not only for graduate students but also to help them with resources, especially for a lot of students who are moving into Louisiana for the first time or students who are coming from other countries. We really want to help them with resources as well as just kind of showing them around and helping them get to know not only the program but the area. So we do a lot of informational lunches. So we'll have a lunch every single month, and in that lunch we'll either have someone from one of the cores here at LSU Vet Med. So we've had Gene Lab come, we've had microscopy, as well as we have networking events so the new students can meet older students.
So my favorite thing about LSU Vet Med is all the events that they have going on here, and these events are not just about science. They are about uplifting us as people and bringing us closer together as a community within the vet school.
Each and every month there's something to actually connect with other people at LSU Vet Med, and you can actually take your mind off of work and actually enjoy that time being with other people at LSU Vet Med, and I think that's something that I really like.
My favorite thing about Baton Rouge, I would say, is the lake or the LSU campus. From Louisiana, the culture. I got in love with the culture. The food is amazing, the music, and I even like the Zydeco music, the spirit of the people from here, and of course the parades.
Louisiana, it's on everyone's license plate, sportsman's paradise. So I really like playing table tennis and also like playing a lot of soccer. So after coming here, I had a great time connecting with other people and actually playing soccer and table tennis with them. And I think people who like sports should really come to Louisiana because sports is very big here.
After I finish at LSU, I plan on going to work in the industry, hopefully for a pharmaceutical company, and maybe doing drug design or something that falls under my research of toxicology.
I want to do cancer biology research. My goal is actually to go work for MD Anderson.
After I finish my PhD, I plan to continue doing what I do, doing research with wildlife and amphibian conservation. I also want to end up in academia, and I don't know, maybe even I will write a book.
I think after I graduate from LSU, I would like to do a postdoc at an institution, possibly in the research triangle. Also, I'd like to possibly, after my postdoc, go into the industry.